Okay, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Sugar-Free League. Not sure who's on what side for the draft because Y2E Orange is one team and their opponents are well, they're not listed here, so I'm not sure what side they're going to be on because they're playing the Imperial Red Knights, but they're not actually labeled here on the pro draft on the link they sent me. So I assume that Imperial Red Knights are on the left side in the Champion Select in the client, and Y2E Orange is on the right side here. So I don't really know what's going on, but I'm sure we'll figure it out once we get in client. And we'll get it all sorted here. So, yeah. Perhaps better labeling techniques next time, guys. That'd be helpful. But anyway, we got a draft going on here. And... well, some interesting bands, at least. We got the Cassiopeia Jax Callista, and then Dr. Mundo Oriana of Vi. So a couple target bands for sure here. Callista, Vi, you don't see too often. Even Dr. Mundo is pretty uncommon right now. And then Morgana first pick. And, of course, you're going to take the Caitlyn away, so you don't give them that bot lane. Caitlyn Morgana has been super popular recently in the Sugar-Free League. Super popular in amateur leagues, I've found. It's been played a little bit in professional play, but really more focused in amateur leagues. It's just like everyone plays it, but you know, it's not really as meta in the professional level. So kind of interesting how we have a little bit of a split in terms of the meta. But Morgana gonna be paired with a Kai'Sa, Caitlyn with a Thresh here, so a very intimidating lane. Still in the Caitlyn Thresh, but the Morgana obviously can be good into that matchup. If you are good with your positioning, your Black Shield, you can shut down that Thresh. But still a tricky lane to navigate for both sides here as we get the Jarvan in the jungle here, and then what'll it be up against? Elise was hovered. Kayle now being hovered, and it will be the Kayle lock-in here. So a lot of scaling being grabbed now. They have Caitlyn and Kayle late game going to be very scary to deal with. Kayle has split push potential late in the game, and then Caitlyn the siege. So 4-1 potential, as well as just straight up team fighting, depending on how they round out their composition. They've got a couple options here. On the other side, though, Kai'Sa, Jarvan, and Morgana, very good team fighters and very good at diving the backline there on Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa and Jarvan very good at it. And the Caitlyn Kayle rather mobile. Obviously, they have the judgment to maybe buy some time and some room there, but it is still very scary trying to get away from a Kai'Sa and a Jarvan. Yeah, they mislabeled the draft here, so it's Y2E versus Orange, which yeah, okay, so Imperial is on the blue side in the client, but yeah, it's mislabeled. So I assume that the left side of your screen in the pro draft will be the Imperial draft, and then Y2E Orange is on the right side, is what I think is going on here, but I'm not entirely certain. I think that's I'm 95% on that, though. But yeah, we got the Kled Akali bands here for Y2E Orange, Kiana Elise for Imperial Red Knights, and Gragas pick up here. That'd be kind of interesting. Into the Jarvan. It's not a bad pick or anything, but it doesn't have synergy. A lot of times people, when they pick Gragas, they decide to pick synergy, like a Yasuo or something. Or just a strong 2v2 mid duo. But they haven't picked that yet. So they're going to grab the Echo. This could be jungler mid. I don't know yet. Even top lane is feasible. But you'd assume Kayle will be top lane. So this Echo will be jungler mid here. Yasuo going to be grabbed. So speaking of synergies with Yasuo, we got Jarvan and the Yasuo now together in that mid jungle duo. Again, that could be top lane into the Kayle if they want to go for that. And it looks like it will be, in fact. So top lane Yasuo into Kayle. The Syndra's picked up here. And Talia maybe the pick now. Which, again, not sure if that's mid or jungle. We'll see what they go with. You'd assume it'd be Talia is more commonly played in the jungle and Echo in the mid lane. But they're hovering a lot of different stuff here. So it looks like it will be the Talia end. So I assume this is Talia jungle, Echo mid here for Y2E Orange. We'll see if they're saying anything in the client. Nope. Looks like they're just trying to ready up here. A little bit of banter going back and forth. But some interesting second half to the draft. The first part was kind of predictable. I mean, not exactly a panned out. I wouldn't be able to say like you can predict in that sense, but like the picks made a lot of sense. It was just like, all right, well, Caitlyn, Morgana's up, you know, Kai'Sa's up, Thresh, Jarvan, like a lot of classic picks, Kayle, And then we have Yasuo, Syndra, Echo, Taliyah to round it out in the second half here for the solo laners and a jungler as well. And the top lane Yasuo going to be into the Keel. I think that's a pretty good idea. I think that matchup may be one you can exploit her in. And that's really what you have to do with Kale, is just try and smash her in lane phase and hope she doesn't get to that late game spot. Yep, we're readying up here. So we should be getting the draft relatively shortly. Should just be another couple seconds here. But the Yasuo going to be really interesting. The Kale Syndra versus, I assume, Echo. So that's a matchup Echo's good into. He's generally good against mages for the most part. See, they're still saying stuff here. Oh, they're waiting on me. I gotta stay ready. Yeah, interesting thing here. Morgana first pick was a thing for a while, but like now people sort of went away from it. But I guess we're back to that, at least in this specific meta for this series, as we are now in the client trying to do the draft here. Oops, wrong one. But now we're in it, and yeah, Imperial Red Knight's gonna be on that left side, and Y2E Orange on the right side of your screen. And both these teams, I think, have had good results at times and bad results. I think that they are very much teams that can beat anyone, but have had their struggles at different times here. So it'll be interesting to see how they kind of play and what kind of version we get of each team. They haven't been super inconsistent necessarily, just that they have had, you know, good games and bad games, but not the most consistent and constant performances. I'm gonna check the standings real quick. Yeah, so the Red Knights, I believe, are 3-3 right now here. Y2E Orange 3-3, so an important match for sure. For standings in playoffs later on, having that head-to-head is always nice against the people who you're possibly going up against to get that better seeding here. Yeah, the command for betting is !bet, and then it's your team acronym. So it'd be IKR or Y2EO are the two options, and then the number of points you want to bet. So it'd be !bet, IKR, Y2EO, one of the two, and then however many points you want. So 500, 1,000, 20,000, whatever you want to do. If you wanna bet some cookies in chat here. We're speeding through these picks and bans here. And we'll actually be a mid lane Taliyah here, unless they're going to swap, but you assume not. So it will be, yeah, mid lane Taliyah, jungle Echo, which is kind of interesting. Jungle Echo did not really have any success at Worlds. However, it was sort of hyped as a potential for a big jungle pick going into it, as a lot of people were playing it in solo queue, and just it seemed to be very popular just among the pro players and, you know, all the high-rated solo queue players. So, you know, it didn't really turn up the way they thought it would, but definitely does have the potential to be very good. And we'll see if Y2E Orange can use it to success today. But it'll be Taliyah versus Syndra instead in the mid lane, which I think is not super favored for either, but I'd assume Syndra wins that slightly. I'm not exactly sure on the ranges necessarily, but I believe the Syndra has a bit extra range overall in that matchup, especially with Taliyah, her stones interacting differently with minions now. You don't get that same crazy wave clear and roam potential that you used to on that champion after, like, her... I don't even know if I'd call it a mini rework. They just basically changed her Q a little bit and tweaked her numbers. They didn't really change anything in her kit, like, you know, not like the Shaco and Garen things that they did. It was much milder than that, and even those I wouldn't necessarily call a rework, because they just kind of changed their abilities to make them a little bit better in, like, this specific time in League of Legends. Yeah, we still got the spectator delay. Ward might be showing up later on. I don't know. I don't think he will, but He said he could maybe do Friday, and then he said he had some stuff and he couldn't make it for 9 p.m. So we might get him for game number 2 or game number 3, but he may just not be able to make it at all. So I might be alone again tonight, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll get him in here. Yeah. Oh yeah, I just realized they do all have Flash on F for one side and Flash on D for the other here. So Imperial Red Knights and all on D, and then Y2E Orange all on F. So it's a battle of the Flash buttons here. Really, we need to get them to use champions that just don't even have Flash, like Hecarim or Shaco or anything like that. Trying to think of other champions that don't use Flash. Yumi, I guess, would be a good one. I think that's it, really. I think pretty much every other champion uses Flash in League of Legends. Obviously, there are cheese strats where you take like Ghost and Ignite, or like, you know, sometimes you'll forgo like a typical summoner spell. Like instead of taking TP top lane, you'll take Ignite or something. But pretty much every other champion I think uses Flash. I can't really think of another one right now. Yeah, Shaco, Hecarim, Yumi. There was a time when Olaf used Ghost. That obviously was a thing for a while. But doesn't really exist much anymore. He's mostly Flash now with Conqueror. There was a time when people started taking Flash and Olaf again because they were using Predator, and then they just stopped using Predator and went to Conqueror because they liked it better, and then they just stayed with Flash instead of going back to Ghost. Yeah, Ghost TP is a thing on some champions. Yeah, Singed, Nasus, Olaf. For top lane, yeah. Nasus, though, from what I understand, the few times it's been played in Professional League of Legends, it's usually usually use Flash. Singed, same thing. It was played in Professional League of Legends by Licorice, I believe. Was it Licorice who played it, or was it Impact? It was an NA top laner who played Singed, and he used TP and Flash. And he didn't proxy at all. He actually went just straight into the wave and just put the poison down, so the enemy laner just couldn't even walk to the minions and just cleared the wave that way, as opposed to proxying early on, like some people do on Singed. So he was playing like a more typical like top laner type champion, as opposed to playing like a unique Singed. But he had the strengths of Singed, you know, being tanky and being able to run around and just being really tough to kill and being really annoying. And I believe he just rushed Rylai's and then built tank, I believe, is what happened. But yeah, there are a few champions that will go. But I sort of classify TP Ghost under like more of a cheese sort of variant, as opposed to like a standard summoner spell. Because some people go that, but it's not like standard on those champions. Yeah, Darius, from what I've seen though, Darius, he hasn't, when he was played in solo in competitive, he was only played in mid lane really as a counter pick to certain picks, and at least in recent memory, I'm not talking about like several years ago, because I wasn't around then, so I don't really know. But yeah, Darius was played most. Oh, of course, as soon as we get into game, Sugar Free League pause has to happen. Top laner has an emergency, so we're going to be waiting on Noah here for a second to get back. But while we've got this pause, I continue to talk about summoner spells, which I'm sure everyone is just glued to their seats listening to. Yeah, so it's like in pro play, like if you don't have Flash, it just becomes a really big issue. There was a time back in Ardent Sensor meta, if you guys remember this. I forget what team it was. I know this is going to be like such a bad thing. No one will remember this, but there was a team, I believe, at Worlds. I believe it was a wildcard region team, which is why I'm having trouble remembering it. Where it was Ardent Sensor meta, so it was basically like Lulu and, you know, Rakan and, you know, a few other Ardent Sensor champions. And they were doing that the whole, you know, gold generation thing. But there was a team, they played Lulu because their support for some reason couldn't play, or they benched him or something, and they had like their backup top laner play. And he was playing support, and he took like heal and I think like heal and exhaust or something, and the AD carry took like flash and barrier or something like that. So he didn't have flash. He was playing like Lulu without flash in bot lane, and they were just like playing like this really like weird style. Yeah, he didn't take flash on Lulu, but that's like not, that was just like a really unique thing that they did for some reason. I don't really know why. I'm not remembering this too well. Yeah, it wasn't TSM, it was someone else. But TSM basically, NA should be a wildcard region, honestly. And TSM can't even get out of a wildcard region, so. Feels bad, man. Who wins draft here? I think. I would say that, well. Hold on. We've got a level 1. Both teams are grouping as 5, so we'll save that for, we'll save that question for a bit later here. As we get a full level 1 invade from both teams, grouped as 5. You know, both sides have big level 1 CCs with the, you know, the Thresh and Morgana here, so it makes sense to maybe make a play. But both teams just gonna walk into the enemy jungle here, both on the bot side. So they might meet up later, but they neither see each other here, as they both put wards down on the buffs. So kind of an awkward start. They find each other, and already one goes down. Kai'Sa with the first blood. Echo dead here. Fernandi didn't see that one coming. Stunned up and died. Binding? Gonna force a flash there. I think he was out of range, but Mobster Penguin gonna play it safe here. So now we have flash down on the Talia. In the mid lane here, Fernandi dies. A nice start here for Imperial Red Knights. So after that level 1, I'm gonna say Imperial Red Knights won draft. Because now it's much easier to be right. But in all seriousness, I think that both sides have strengths in their draft. I don't think you can call like an absolute winner here. As we get a more fighting level 1, an exchange of CCs, and then some potions going to be popped here. But that Jarvan making maybe a trip down bot lane. He has level 2, binding and land here onto Austin. He's got flash and heal. Gonna have to use the flash. The heal also gonna have to be thrown down as a flash in by Equinox, who gonna have to try and get away from that Thresh who flashes into Ignite in auto. But everyone going to survive. All summoner spells used, though, by Thresh and Caitlyn, and all summoner spells used by Equinox. Trying to worry, already threw down the Ignite earlier on in that level 1 skirmish. Yeah, will be that Hail of Blades Yasuo people have been running recently as opposed to Conqueror. Gives you a bit more damage up front. It's been a like last week or two people have been running this, so it's kind of a new innovation, new different take on the champion. Recently, it gives you a bit more laning phase power, but doesn't obviously scale as well. But you can totally get some solo kills. You know, like having seen it been played, it's definitely, it can surprise you with the damage it puts out early on, especially because that attack speed buff is just very useful on a champion like Yasuo. But yeah, Y2E, I totally get that you're like you say Y2E's draft is a little wonky because they don't have a frontline, but Echo can build frontline. So usually what the original meta was on Jungle Echo, it was actually started by a guy, I believe, called Arc Second, who was playing Echo Jungle at the beginning of this season and last season. And he would go for Runic Geckos, and he would build tanks. So he'd build Iceborne Gauntlet, Spirit Visage, those types of items. Sometimes in that order, sometimes different order, depending on what he needed in the game, like MR or armor, you know, whatever the situation called for. But those are the two main tank items he would build, and that would give you 40% CDR. And he started the Jungle Echo meta, and then took people like another year to catch on. But yeah, it was basically like a bruiser off-tank Echo kind of thing that was being played. And then people started playing Jungle Echo and just went full damage on some things, and some people were building tanks, so there was never really a fully defined build because Echo never really panned out in the meta the way it was supposed to. So this Echo could certainly be very tanky. Thresh is, you know, has Aftershock, will be pseudo-tanky, but I think in the end, what this team is designed to do is not actually team fight, but to have Kayle as a split pusher, and then use Talia as a way to control the map, and use Caitlyn as a siege tool. So you end up going into a 4-1 or maybe even a 1-3-1 with Echo and Talia shoving waves. Not so much like a hard 1-3-1 where they're trying to take towers, but you just basically try and outpush the enemy team and then take towers with a Siege and Caitlyn and a Kayle in the side lane once she gets to a point where no one can 1v1 her here. So that's why I think that the Y2E's lack of a tank isn't really a concern this time around, because you could even get rid of that concern with Echo building a certain way. On the other side, though, you have very strong lanes, at least in the solo lanes here. Syndra and Yasuo, I think, are in a really good spot to do well in lane. Already the Yasuo up 13 CS here, so he's doing really well for himself. And 5 minutes in here, a slight gold lead, but that's partially because of that first blood and that CS lead I just talked about with the Yasuo up top side. Especially when you get all 5 people in on a kill, it really helps. The first blood goal, which 400, and then 4 assists rather. Can never have 5 assists unless we're playing a different game mode. Playing Echo as a tank is not going to be effective as Jarvan, though. Yeah, that's true. But because of your mobility and your sustain throughout a fight with your ultimate healing, you can absorb actually a lot of damage. And with the way the enemy team comp is, like, they're not tanky either. Like, Jarvan is tanky, but he's not as tanky as, like, a Cho'Gath or, like, Maokai was in the past. You know, he's not a super tank. You know what I mean? Like, Jarvan is a champion that... He's tanky, but does not stand up to a Kayle and a Caitlyn wailing on him here. As we had an all-in in top lane. Gonna be a trade of ultimates there, though. The Judgment traded for the last breath. Let's see. Actually, what are the cooldowns on that? Hold on. Hold that thought. Mobster Penguin gonna find Whis in the river here, but will be knocked away. And then Jarvan comes up and makes sure that his mid lane is okay. Gonna play the offensive lineman in this case, protecting his quarterback. Making sure no one messes with him. Yeah, I've been talking so much about the theory. We haven't talked about all the game at all, but... Besides that level 1, there wasn't too much action. But here, maybe something as the stun to land on a Mobster Penguin. Flash in from Masashi. That'll be the kill. Whis with the kill credit, but a great gank from the Jarvan here. As Mobster Penguin... He actually wasn't punished for really having his flash down earlier on after the level 1, but now he goes down through both summoner spells. Fully noted TPing back to lane. After that all-in top side, the Jarvan looking to invade this red buff here. Has priority rotation in both solo lanes, so should be easy to grab. Did he get it in the end? He did get it here as we get a gank in the top side. Fully noted, has flash. Cataclysm thrown down, will force the flash out. Smartly uses it. If he had held on to that, he could have knocked up into you know, more damage. As Noah gonna find the last breath. Gank in the mid lane, though. Venendi here with Mobster Penguin. Whis trying to walk it out. Has no summoner spells here. The stone's going to find the damage. Mobster Penguin with the kill there. Well done. So, we've got a dragon here. A mountain dragon, to be specific. Fernandi here, only level 5. Invading to try and get a red buff of his own. But Equinox going to rotate alongside his support. Try not to worry here. Keeping his jungler's mind at ease. As Mobster Penguin trying to ward away Equinox. And he will do so successfully, saving his jungler's life. But they don't get the red buff, which means that the Echo continuing to fall further behind. 33 to 42 in CS here. Is Masashi going to pick up that red buff. Again, Mountain Dragon, very important for both sides. Here. Both have really good Baron takes. And have a lot of turret taking potential if they're able to hit them. Anyway, back to the point I was talking about, though, with the Echo being tanky and whatnot. I don't think it matters as much, because if he builds off tank, he'll survive long enough for his team to dish out damage. Because if you look at, you know, yeah, sure, the Jarvan's a little bit tanky, but against the Kayle and Caitlyn, he's not going to last very long. And the rest of the team is super squishy. Like, Yasuo maybe has 1 health item, but he's at least going to have to go for, you know, a crit item into, like, a Zeal item into Infinity Edge, so he's not going to be that tanky. Syndra may have, like, a Morello or a Zhonya's, but, like, she's not tanky either. You know, there's just no real health. There's no tankiness besides the Jarvan. And he's building damage right now. He's got Warrior and Electrocute. So, like, neither side is really tanky overall. So I don't think the lack of a tank for either side is worrisome, because that's not really the meta right now, and it doesn't really matter in this game specifically either here. As we get a Mountain Drake take by Masashi. Masashi? Hopefully I'm saying that right now. I said it wrong for a long time. But an invade now on the blue buff. Fernandi is in trouble. Gonna get the blue buff, though. That's a good feeling. Yeah, you lose a couple camps, starts to tilt you a bit, but gets that one. So that's nice here. As a binding over the wall, gonna find a bit of damage, but the ward gonna get cleared out. We do have an Ocean spawning next, but that's another 4.5 minutes off. Rift Herald has spawned on the top side. Masashi coming in. So is Noah. Cataclysm goes down, misses the knockup though. Good side step by Mobster, and he's gonna get the kill. The turret helping out Mobster Penguin with a beautiful dodge. Doesn't even have the flash up. The barrier's enough, and he knocks the Jarvan back in. Noah was there coming down, but with no knockup, Noah couldn't use the last breath to get in here. Flash in the bot lane hook. Gonna, just barely miss onto Equinox there. A good misdirection by the Thresh. Tomathan looking to juke out and find the hook onto the non-Black Shield target, but not able to do so, just a hair off here. As a good gank dodge in the bot lane. As Fully Anointed scaling up, but is down to 16 CS. That Cull in inventory as well for Equinox, going to give them a sight, buff to their gold lead. Once that's completed, especially here. 37 to 33,000 between the 80 carries. So Austin, despite being up CS, is actually behind because of that kill. That was picked up earlier for the Kaisa. And then you can look at the goal differences in the lane here. Top lane very even, mid lane very even. Everywhere is very even, honestly. And you can see that on the overall goal difference, only 500 apart. It's really just that first blood kill that's really giving the advantage here to Imperial Red Knights. Because 500 is about the first blood plus the assists. Basically what that's worth. So now cresting the 12-minute mark, another 2.5 minutes left on the Dragon, but Rift Herald currently the target of Masashi and Noah. Should be able to get that one without too much trouble. Fully Anointed and Fernandi are here, but doesn't look like they want to go in anytime soon. I think that would be a bit of a risky fight with this scale still waiting to come online, really. So they're doing their part, grabbing this Rift Herald, trying to get that into a bit more of a advantage for their team. Extend this gold lead here as Mobster Peng with their own bot lane, but doesn't quite find the cutoff with the wall. As Masashi gonna find the smite onto the red buff, stealing another one away from Fernandi. He hasn't gotten a red buff in a while. Like 10 minutes in a while. Unfortunately for him. Not so unfortunate for Masashi and company. Good sidestep there by Whis. Mobster Penguin. He's found a lot of damage, but Whis here with his stud. The Unleash power, the Ignite. Flash away from Mobster Penguin. Barrier not here. And oh my goodness, good sidesteps from both of them. They both survive. Masashi, though, coming in, finds Fernandi. Level advantage here for the Jarvan. Mobster Penguin is rotating, but it's a little bit risky to go, and he's very low here in the junglers. Well, it's certainly being won by the Jarvan so far, but a good ult dodges the damage there. Mobster Penguin and Fernandi find the kill. Whis not able to rotate. He was just too far away with the terrain. And a bit of too hypey of a play there from Masashi. He's going to go down. And Fernandi, Mobster Penguin. Really great teamwork from them there. A great ultimate as well. He was about to get knocked up, but then just decided to manipulate time real quickly and hop out. Chrono Break it's only a 100-second cooldown. Not too bad in the early game. Divine Judgment 160 seconds. And Last Breath's 80. So that's what I wanted to talk about that earlier, as Fernandi's gonna have to flash out a binding land. Was gonna land there from Try Not to Worry, so Fernandi had to flash out there. He had no ultimate, and even if he did, it would have been a bit risky to stay. But if you trade Divine Judgment for Last Breath, it's actually really bad for you, generally. You're kind of forced to in the matchup, but if you trade ultimates in Yasuo versus a Kayle, it's actually a really good trade. As Rift Herald gonna find the outer turret here. Whis in trouble. The death sentence gonna land, and he should die. The rest of the members should survive. And a second charge for Rift Herald. Shelly getting her moment in the sun, but No turret, no second turret anyway, gonna fall. Bit of an overstay there. Wisp pays the price. Down he goes. Luden's Echo completed, though. Hextech GLP for Mobster. So both mid laners on one item. Kale on one item as well. Completed her Gunblade, but still not feeling that strong. Ocean Dragon started up. But there may be a contest here. 15 minutes in. Gold, again, just separated by about 600-700 here. Smite going to land here from Venandi. Binding will land from Try Not to Worry, but neither side going to try and engage. 3 kills now for this Talia. She's actually getting pretty strong here. Austin, though, going to get found by this Binding Soul Shackles there. The knock-up. Equinox comes in with a Killer Instinct, and he'll get that kill. Tomathin looking. Good knockback from Mobster Penguin. But now here comes the TP. This is going to be the awesome one. Noah flashing over the wall. Hits the blast cone. Back out. Not sure what the plan was there, but he doesn't find Tomathin. Flash him from fully annoyed, though. He's in on the flank. Finds 1 kill and trying to worry. Masashi, Equinox, and Whist are trapped in the Dragon Pit. Unleash Power. Going to find Mobster. Buys a bit of room here. Venandi in trouble. He's going to find the ultimate back and will survive that one. Now Equinox, he's being chased down by 3 members here of Y2E Orange. The hook going to land. The Ignite, the kill. Shut down. Fully anointed with 2 kills off that TP. And in the end, that play started off for really well for Imperial Red Knights, but ended kind of poorly. So the Kale level 11 coming in handy there. Both top laners hop in with the TPs and change the fight. Cataclysm going to go down on a Mobster Penguin. Masashi trying to find the autos. Some support going to come through. A missed ability there by Wisp, but in the end it won't matter. Jarvan going to grab that kill. Hook going to miss here. Austin giving chase. Will find a lot of damage on the Majesty. Ace in the hole. Will get blocked here by Wisp. Noah gets slapped by the Thresh on the booty there, but will walk away. This Kaisa getting close to 2 items here. Still, you know, several hundred gold off, but that Cull will pop soon, and that'll be a big influx of gold. Only 3 charges left on that one. Caitlyn has another about 200 gold before she's on Infinity Edge. Overall, the gold still very even. Slightly favors Imperial Red Knights still, though. About 600 gold in the lead. Another Mountain Drake going to spawn here in about 3 minutes here. Baron going to spawn in about 3 as well. So we'll have double neutral objective spawning in about 20 minutes or so. Yasuo pretty strong right now, but Kale is starting to get there as well. Cookies are just for whoever wins the series. So if you want to bet on the series, hold that thought. Noah and fully anointed? Nope, just going to be trading here. So the betting, the way it works is that you can bet basically throughout the entirety of game 1. And you bet on, you know, one team to win. And whoever wins the series, like, it's not game by game basis. It's by series. So you bet Y2E Orange to win the series. Or Imperial Red Knights. Whichever team, whoever wins the series, if you bet on them, you get the cookies. You know, like normal betting works, except this isn't illegal. Fully anointed. And Venandi up here in the top side. Noah dashing away. And we'll miss that tornado. Does have some support here from Masashi. And Whis is roaming up as well. You can see him in the river. As, oh, last breath. Noah going in. Finds a nice bit of damage here. Chasm coming down, but a nice ultimate there. Will buy a bit of time. Fully anointed, but not enough. Whis with the shutdown there. Fully anointed dies a 2 for 1. As Mobster Penguin coming in, trying to even up the score here. Will not find enough damage here, and Whis well, takes an electrocute proc, but will survive here. Which, I guess gambling isn't, you know, it's not all illegal, but just a fun little joke there. The cookies really don't mean anything. You can't buy anything with them. They're just for bragging to your friends about. And you can also duel people. Exclamation mark duel, exclamation mark bet. And then you can give cookies if you want to, if you're feeling charitable. You can just give them away to other people in chat. But yeah, the bets will close soon. So if you want to get those in, exclamation mark bet, and then whichever team you want. So the abbreviations are on the screen on the stream here. IKR or Y2EO for whichever team you want. And yeah, you can, and then put the cookie amount and you'll get them. If you want to spend real money, you can sub to the stream. You can sub to Sugar Free League. But who wants to do that, right? Twitch Prime plug? I don't know. Good flash away, though. Whis was being cornered there by 3 members of Y2E Orange, and he's going to flash out of that one. Probably a good move. But obviously down that summoner spell now. Black Cleaver here, so this Jarvan really is leaning into the damage. And Runic Echo's into an AP item, so Echo doing the same. Mountain Drake about to spawn, Baron about to spawn as well. Both sides have one dragon to their name. Oh, Death Sentence through the Fog of War. Tomathan is found trying to wear Soul Shackles into the stopwatch there. We'll find this dumb, but he dies as soon as he comes out of that one. So the stopwatch only bought a bit of time. Now the dragon gonna get started up. We'll see if this goes well or not. Dragon is, well, looks like not. It's not gonna be contested. Resetting though, deeper into the pit here may make a difference. Mossy going over? Nope, smite landed by Venendi. Had the level advantage, has the smite. Well done there, the Jarvan. Trying for the steal, but will not find it. Stunning to land. Whisk, though, unleash power. A lot of damage with Ignite Barrier. Buy some room. Turret shot, though, will find the kill. Mobster Penguin survived and then killed himself back onto the turret, trying to find the kill onto Whis. Unfortunately, though, trying to worry is running into perhaps his death. Venendi is giving Chase a good binding. Will buy a bit of room. Flashing for Tomathan. And a trade of flashes there, trying to worry, making sure he doesn't get hooked in here. That will buy enough room for Equinox to get underneath the turret, though. There was essentially for him to be dived, so trying to worry walked up, and then actually bought enough room for Equinox to walk away, which was good. They save the AD carry's life indirectly. No, I do not get a cut of the subs. But hey, man, no worries if you can't sub. That's not important. We just like people watching. That's enough for us if you guys can stop by and watch some of the sugar-free league games. I try and do all the games I can. Unfortunately, there are, real-life restrictions, and I'm, doing other stuff, doing other games and whatnot. But, yeah, I try to do as many as possible. If you aren't in the Discord, it's currently scheduled to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There may not be a game Sunday because hold on, Fully Anointed and Noah gonna go at it. Ultimate's available here. Divine Judgment goes down. Noah flashes out, but goes back in with the last breath, and he's gonna find the kill. A solo kill there for the Oslo. Noah, with a big play there onto Fully Anointed. Binding, though, gonna land on Austin. The Lantern saves his life, though. Just barely. Tomathan there to save his AD carry. The follow-up wasn't quick enough from Imperial Red Knights, but they have the side lane advantage here. TP available for both top laners once Fully Anointed respawns. Another 20 seconds away, but no Baron gonna be started up yet. Mountain for both sides, but they're not gonna chance it. Just gonna let Noah take the inner here in the bot lane. Create some pressure for later on if they want to go at it again. The Rift Scuttle rather was taken, so Vision was available for Mobster Penguin and everyone else. Here's Mobster Penguin gonna make life difficult and try not to worry by aggroing that Baron. So he takes him an extra second to take out that ward here. But hold on. Weaver's Wall coming through. Oh, not gonna actually find him. Equinox gets knocked back here by Mobster Penguin. He's gonna have to flash out of the Death Sentence that followed up from Tomathan. So Summoner spells are blown to get out of that Weaver's Wall. Ace in the hole. Lands. Masashi gonna get hooked in. Team fight might break out, but everyone's kind of far away. Binding gonna land here on Venendi. Equinox getting out. Trying to work in a bit of trouble. Tomathan trying to find the Death Sentence. Misses that one. Whis coming in from the side, but now he's just gonna walk it back out. Everyone survives. No death. Summoner spells blown. And a few ultimates, but nothing beyond that. No deaths here. As Venendi going to try and steal away some Raptors. 23.50 in. 8 to 9 in kills. The gold only a couple thousand in the difference. Imperial Red Knights slightly ahead. As we got a Kaisa on 2 items. A Caitlyn soon to be on 2 items. As this outer turret, with this health advantage and this tempo advantage, Y2E Orange are going to take the outer in the mid lane, which is a nice pickup. Oh, huge seismic shove by Mobster Penguin. Motsy and Wisdom trouble. And they also get to try not to worry. A huge play, a 3 for 0. Y2E Orange come out triumphant, catching them with their pants down. Imperial Red Knights stuck around with 3 members and just died with a huge seismic shove there from Mobster Penguin on this Talia. who had a great start to it, but this mid game has not been friendly to him. But makes a huge play there. Absolutely massive. And now, 24, almost 25 minutes in, Y2E Orange are on this Baron. Masashi, I don't think he's going to make it in time. Benendi going to grab this smite. Baron to Y2E Orange here with an Ocean and a Mountain in their pockets. This could be really good for them. Fully Anointed is level 14, 2 away from that important level 16 mark. But again, remember, he did lose that last 1v1 in the side lane to Noah, and Noah is up a level right now. That side lane pressure might not be there for the Kayle, even on 3 items here, as the Yas was on 3 items as well, and has looked amazing on this champion. So we'll see if Fully Anointed can pull that off. But with Baron, at least creates some pressure. Lich Blade completed for the Echo, but he is very, very squishy. So is this Jarvan here, who has completed his Black Cleaver. Kai'Sa on 2 items, but has not completed his Mana Immune yet. Needs another 20 stacks or so. Looks like both teams posturing around for this Ocean Drake will be taken by the Knights. Y2E just going to back out. Didn't have positioning on it. Don't want to throw away the Baron here, so just going to back off. It's just an Ocean Drake, and right now both teams have an Mountain and an Ocean, so really not a big deal to give up here. Y2E have the Baron buff still. Tomathan looking for a hook. Will not find the stun as the Black Shield was there, but now throws down the box and trying to worry. Will get picked off through the Black Shield. Well done there by Tomathan. Okay. Yeah, if you see these weird pauses, it's just because I'm trying to read chat. So, I've only got one guy here, so doing my best. And I've only got one monitor, so I gotta all tab out. But I try to check it regularly in case something's wrong. Or make Trump wants to shit talk me or something, you know. You know how it goes. Alright, but Y2E still with a few minutes left on this Baron. A bit of time to get some work done. Outer still up in the top side, wanting to knock that thing down. Man, I mean, finally transformed here for Equinox. So he's going to be very strong, but the Caitlyn strong as well. Going to be going for that Essence Reaver here after the Rapid Fire Cannon. So she's on 2.5 items. And so is that Kai'Sa. Interestingly, the top laners are like some of the richest players in the game. That's not something you see too often here. Inner turret in the top lane now under fire as well. Y2E. Looking Tomathan, though, going to get his hook blocked by that wind wall. After Penguin. All alone in mid lane, but with these Baron minions providing a little bit of pressure here. Trying to worry, getting low again. Mobster Penguin flashes in, trying to worry, flashes out. Weaver's wall thrown down, but the turret's already dead, so bit of a waste of cooldown there. Baron still empowering these minions, but Whis is trying to chuck them back at Y2E Orange here. Baron minions are still filing in here. 2 cannons now going to be bashing away at this base. Wind wall thrown up. That's a big cooldown not to have. And, oh, Masashi going into the backline, finds Chasm on Tomathan. Equinox isn't in the fight yet, though. Here comes the flank from the Echo. Last breath, but it's only on to Fully Anointed. He's going to throw down the Judgment. Noah with the stopwatch here. But, oh, right as soon as he comes out of that, the trap lands here. Support going to survive as well. The Thresh still alive. Echo goes down in the backline, but right now it's a 4 versus 2. Oh, huge play there. Equinox going into the backline now, but no follow-up. Whis has used all of his cooldowns. It's a 3v1. Fully Anointed is level 16, and Y2E Orange wins the team fight. Baron's gone now, but they find the inhibitor turret. Whis, he's trying to save the base, but will not be able to. This inhibitor will go down in the mid lane. Y2E Orange win the team fight, win the war of attrition here on this map, and Whis now in trouble as well. Will Fully Anointed gonna go ahead and fall to that ace in the hole there from Austin. And now in firm control of this game, Y2E Orange. They're up 4k gold. They've got a level 16 Kayle, a late game Caitlyn as well. And honestly, look really tough to beat at this stage now. The Kai'Sa went deep into the backline at the end of that fight, but just got completely smacked down as soon as she went in. And 30 minutes in, I mean, I don't know how you beat level 16 Kale. I really don't. It's pretty tough. So some vision being cleared up. Here we got a Mountain Drake in about 50 seconds. Y2E Orange, though, is actually going to put some vision down top side and take away this blue buff. Baron spawning soon as well. That's 50 seconds away, but we'll spawn a slight bit after this Mountain Dragon. So the gold lead isn't massive, but with the items completed, I feel like Y2E Orange are a bit stronger right now, with the Kale being on 4 items, the Caitlyn on 3. And they just feel stronger at the moment. Another problem for them, though, is that the Morgana doesn't have Zhonya's. She's still sitting on, like, parts of items, whereas Thresh has 2 completed items, which is, like, a big difference right now between those 2 supports. Which you wouldn't think is a big deal, but Morgana with no Zhonya's isn't really that impactful in a team fight. Here's Y2E Orange just bashed down the top side of the map here. Gonna take out a second inhibitor. Misposition. Completely outmaneuvered is Imperial Red Knights here. They're gonna get the dragon. Yeah, sure, you got the mountain, but you just lost an inhibitor, dude. And now you're probably losing prio on Baron as well. A bit of a misread on the map here from Imperial Red Knights. And this Baron, I mean, it dies pretty quick at this stage of the game here. Trinket gonna spot it out, but this is gonna be a bit of a messy fight here. Mazuchi is in from the back. Blast Cone available. Spots it out there with the standard, and Smite goes down. Mazuchi not able to get in there. Venendi comes in, uses. Oh no, that Jarvan is dead. He's just completely blown up. Tomathan is 1v3 in the backline, but it doesn't matter. A trade kill comes in for the supports here. And now it's a 4v3. Noah goes back in a huge last breath, but he's going to go down into the Guardian Angel here. Fully annoyed, though. He's still alive. Going to find the kill now onto the Kai'Sa. Noah comes out, finds one there onto the Kale. Whisk down a 2v1 situation versus Austin and Mobster Penguin. But the Baron and the team fight, for the most part, goes over Y2E Orange here. Whisk will run away. Ace in the hole, going to find a bit of damage, but will not secure the kill here. But with 2 inhibs down in Baron, maybe they can grab something off the back of this. Jarvan respawning soon, though, and so will Morgana. So Y2 Orange, it looks like they're just going to call it a victory and move on to this inner turret here in the bot lane. Not going to force anything, trying to break open more of the base. "32.5 minutes in here. This Kale still very strong, looking to complete that death cap though. Has his Zhonya's now, which is really nice. And that divine. Let me check the cooldown on Divine Judgment now. 56 seconds, so that's pretty low. I mean, last breath is 30, but Divine Judgment's effectively up for every team fight, and it does quite a bit of damage there. 800 damage, a little bit more, 865 damage or something like that on Divine Judgment. So, I mean, everything this Kale does hurts. Like, she's crazy. But Caitlyn has stopwatch now for the next team fight. You have Zhonya's on the Echo, Zhonya's on the Kale. Ultimate there, the Divine Judgment for the Kale. It's really hard to find a pick, even with, the Jarvan and the Cataclysm. Morgana still doesn't have a Zhonya's. Tomathan is on 2.5 items. And Mazuchi now with the Black Shield on will be able to get out. A big stun lands and a lot of damage there on a Tomathan. They have one Ocean, but that's not immediately back to full HP, so we'll take a little bit to regen that damage. We got a Baron in about 4 minutes, but the more pressing matter is the Elder Dragon about 2.5. But the Siege still on here as the Baron buff still applied, of course, for Y2E Orange. Not for too much longer, but they do have a little bit more of an opportunity to do this. And their group is 5 here. Kale not splitting, even with TP up. A nice seismic shove, but Mazuchi will flag and drag out of there. And now it looks like this will be the wave to break the base here. Already onto the turret they go. Fully anointed and Austin take that turret down really quickly with a Mountain Dragon. Hook gonna land. Tomathan finds the hook onto Whisk. And a lot of damage there. Whisk able to survive. Cataclysm finds 3, but Austin flashing out. The Zhonya's and the Divine Judgment buy so much time. Y2E have survived the engage. Noah gonna go down here. Fully anointed. Unleashing upon him. And now that should be the game here. A team fight win for Y2E Orange. They've already got 2 inhibs down. Well, one respawn. But they've got 2 lanes of supers coming in soon, as well as his Baron buff. Another couple kills going down. Trying to worry, putting in a last-ditch effort here. Ultimate back from Fernandi. Trying to worry, will survive. Hold on. He won't survive. Down he goes. And that will be the ace. That will be the game. Y2E Orange take game number 1. A nice effort from them. Starting this series off on the right foot. Took 34 minutes. One of the longer games in recent memory, at least. Most of these games have been pretty quick, 20-minute affairs, but this one stretched out a bit longer. Playing that scaling game, Y2E Orange, though, win. And a really nice display of the way their composition can work, and just really good stuff from them. Obviously, a few messed up moments there where they, a few misplays. Can't say that everything was perfect, but they did a really good job, I think, with that team they drafted for themselves. Got KL all the way to level 16 and then 18 and then just took it over. Let me get a quick look here. The damage charts. As Whis actually the most damage in the game. 26,000 there on the Syndra. And then Kale and Tali coming in with a lot of damage as well here. But we're going to take a short break before we get into game number 2. And then we'll be back. So stick around. Y2E Orange versus Imperial Red Knights coming up at you in just a couple minutes, I think, and we'll be ready. So you'll get some refreshments, and we'll be back soon. Okay, we're back here. Game number 2 draft already underway. This time around, they got the labels right, so that's a good sign. So we've got Imperial Red Knights here on the red side, orange, Y2E orange on the blue side. So it's just swapping sides from last game. And, of course, Y2E orange winning that game number 1. They definitely looked pretty good, but, you know, reliant on those picks in game number 1, the Kale pick, the Caitlyn. We'll see if that gets taken away here. And it looks like not going to ban away the Kale here. Oriana, Vi, Dr. Mundo, Cassiopeia, Jax, Morgana going to be the bans this time around here. And a Nautilus first pick. So more first picking of supports, but will not be Morgana, obviously, because that's banned. And the follow-up here to the Nautilus is the Xayah Rakan. It's a little bit risky of a matchup, obviously, because Nautilus can CC the Rakan, and Rakan is very squishy now, so if you catch him, you can kill him pretty easily. Catching him's hard, but if you do, you can kill him pretty easily. And Nautilus is one of the best champions at locking that Nautilus down, because once you get by one thing, you're pretty much toast here. Kale going to be picked up here by Y2E Orange, though, and it looks like Kai's going to be picked up, so we're going to have another Kai'Sa Nautilus lane here, and into this Xayah Rakan, so kind of a common setup. I mean, those have been one of the most popular bot lanes. But no, we'll be the Caitlyn. Psych. I was just kidding, by the way. It's actually going to be Nautilus Caitlyn. So even more so than before, if Rakan gets caught, he's dead. Like, Nautilus and Caitlyn will just put a trap down after Nautilus roots him or hooks him, and it's just like, it's over. So Rakan's going to be very careful in this lane. And it looks like, oh, okay. Imperial Red Knight's going to grab the Quinn to go top lane up against this Kale. Quinn recently has been played as a counter pick into Renekton. You take Flash and Cleanse. You build, a lot of times you'll build boots first, and you'll just use the range advantage as the Quinn to bully around the Renekton in lane, and the Cleanse keeps you from getting all in, and Flash obviously very good at that. But this time around, it's going to be used to play into the Kale, so I don't think you'll take Cleanse on this. Maybe TP, maybe Ignite. We'll see what they go with, but we'll be a lane-focused champion here on the Quinn and split push later on, but obviously gets very hard outscaled by the Kale late game. Really just not as good a champion, so you got to make most of things in lane phase and in the mid game. But Syndra, Jarvan banned out, 2 champions that were played last game that will not be played this game because of the bans. And, yeah, thanks again for joining us, guys. It's kind of late here on the East Coast. I mean, if you're on the West Coast, it's like nothing. It's 7 o'clock or whatever, right? But it is, you know, it's late. We start at 9 p.m. a lot of times. I think all the start times this week are 9 p.m. So it's really cool that everyone, you know, comes, watches, hangs out. It's really awesome. Makes doing this more fun when people are watching. And it's just awesome when you look at chat and people are having fun and spamming dumb things and rooting people on. So thank you for that. And I'm sure the guys playing appreciate it as well that you guys come out and support them. But yeah, thanks again. And like I said, the players certainly appreciate it here. But back to the actual game here. We've got a Taliyah pick. And it looks like a Kiana coming in for Y2E Orange. Imperial Red Knights. I've already gotten that Rek'Sai, and it makes a lot of sense. When you've got a Quinn already locked in, you want to definitely get some jungle support there. And Rek'Sai is definitely a good champion for that. Taliyah, Kiana. Well, we had the situation last game with an Echo and a Taliyah, and I wasn't sure which one was going to jungle. This game, though, you'd assume Taliyah will be in the mid lane because that's what was played last game, and Kiana will be in the jungle. But yeah, apparently Y2 Orange likes their mid Taliyah, which not many people have been playing recently. But yeah, they'll have to pick the mid lane matchup now. They know it's Taliyah, so Imperial Red Knights have full knowledge. Gonna get mid lane counter pick, and it's gonna be the Rumble, a pick that's been seeing more popularity recently, especially in the mid lane. Getting picked into a lot of champions recently. As it's, you know, people have found that it's got some good matchups actually, and the team fight power Rumble, obviously everyone knows. So makes a lot of sense to pick this one up here because I think Taliyah isn't that you know, scary of a lane opponent, and then you get the power of the Rumble. The push power early on is better than Taliyah, and the power of him in a team fight I think is pretty nuts. So Imperial Red Knights coming out with a little bit of an unorthodox draft here. Rumble is sort of you know, he's not in the meta right now. He's sort of on the fringes of it. Quinn has just traditionally been picked as a counter pick to Renekton, at least in the last couple of months, and now being picked into the Kayle. So a bit of a different look here. And just writing up here, we'll be getting the drafting client real quick. Let me get this. All right, there we go. And oh, what was I saying? Yes, Quinn being picked in Renekton, but this time getting picked into the Kayle. So a different look, but Red Knights going back and trying out a little bit of a different strategy here in game number 2. The Kayle was a real problem. The Yasuo did a good job in lane for the most part, but didn't work out as well as they were hoping. So maybe going even harder into punishing the Kayle in lane, with giving Noah a really crazy matchup in the top lane with this Quinn into the Kayle up against fully anointed, and hoping that he can punish. And with this Rek'Sai locked in, they certainly have the jungler to do it. You know, potentially dive or just create a lot of pressure topside. So I'd expect some crazy stuff going on in the early game for sure. Yeah, and also on the topic when we're talking about subs and stuff like that, we are doing some work, team trees. If you want to donate some money, if you've got some money burning a hole in your pocket and you want to help the planet, you can help support the Team Trees nonprofit, and yeah, it'll help plant trees, which helps our world, our planet, because trees are good for our planet for the most part. If you plant the right kinds of trees, because, you know, science. But yeah, it actually helps make our oxygen cleaner, and it's good. So go ahead and donate over to them if you want to. And if you got even more money beyond that, please feel free to subscribe to the Sugar Free League or buy stuff. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not good at this, dude. I'm not good at the calls to action. I haven't been a vlogger yet. That's my next life. I'm gonna be a vlogger, and I gotta get good at those calls to action, telling people to buy my merch and stuff. Is Red's pick ban good? Yes or no? I assume you're talking about Imperial Red Knights here. I would say their pick ban is good, but it's a very hard to execute team comp. So what I would say, Ostapsky, is that, again, this is my opinion. I don't know how much you value my opinion, if you do at all. But I think that their team comp looks good on paper. The problem is the execution is very tough, because if you don't punch the Kayle hard enough or something goes wrong, the Quinn becomes worse than useless. She actually is like a detriment to your team. So it's really, really hard to make it work. I mean, maybe I'm over-exaggerating a little bit, but it's hard to make it work, because if the Quinn falls behind, then she's just a dead weight for your team. So you got to be very careful what happens with her. The stuff goes around her. You know, one thing goes wrong, the whole game goes up in flames. So I think that, you know, with their draft here, they can get the bot lane very ahead with Predator Rumble roaming, the Quinn roaming when she gets her ultimate, as well as just the Quinn smashing lane. So I think they have a lot of tools to make plays happen here, Imperial Red Knights do. But with the chaotic nature sometimes you have in League of Legends, that something can go wrong and just throw a wrench in your plans. So I would say that if you have the confidence to pull out the Quinn, though, I have faith in your ability to pilot it. It's just that you have some things have to go in your favor. Masashi, you know, if he gets interrupted on his clear, say there's a level 1 invade, like they have a Nautilus in Y2E Orange invade level 1, and things go poorly, and then Rek'Sai doesn't get the clear he wants, and then it screws up his pathing. He doesn't get to top lane when he wants to, or doesn't get to bot lane. Things can go wrong, but I think on paper, in principle, the draft makes sense, and I fully expect that Noah and Whis know how to play their champions. I think everyone does, you know, on Imperial Red Knights, so that's not a worry I have. Unless Kiana gets... Oh, I can't say that on Stream Fallen. Unless Kiana gets messed up by Rumble, which he probably does, I feel like Talia jungle more into her neck, into Rek'Sai. In theory, Rek'Sai can't get really onto her because Taliyah can just W her neck. I think the reason Taliyah jungle isn't like a thing is because Vernendi doesn't play it, and Mobster Penguin plays Taliyah. So I think that they're comfortable on the champions. So I think that comfortability on champions, one thing I have found is that in amateur leagues, and even in pro play, being comfortable on a champion is sometimes more valuable than having a good matchup. I'd rather have my player that's good on Qiyana or good on Taliyah. I'd rather have them on their champions as opposed to, hey, well, it's better in jungle. But like, if you can't pilot the champion, then you can't pilot the champion. It's not, it's not good. So I don't think that, maybe, Venendi didn't play a lot when Taliyah jungle was meta, and so he didn't have that skill set, and he didn't take the time to do it. And Monster Penguin plays it on his team anyway, so why would he? This game definitely is decided on Rek'Sai, how much Rek'Sai does do early. I don't think that there's like a specific number of kills or a specific amount of lead he needs to get, but I think he just needs his Rek'Sai's job this game is just to get Rumble and Quinn into a situation where they can start to snowball the game, either by roaming themselves or by smashing their lanes. More so for Quinn smashing lane. Rumble's not really going to solo kill Taliyah like a bunch. I mean, he can, but his focus really is more on putting pressure on Taliyah and then roaming to bot lane or into the jungle or whatever. And then Quinn is either smash lane or roam. Red bot seems better. Orange top. Red bot seems better. Orange top seems better. I think that orange top only seems better because the champions are stronger on their own. Qiyana and Kayle are just Season 9 champions, so they're just better. But Quinn and Rek'Sai have their place in the game where they are very, very strong in certain circumstances. And I think that Imperial Red Knights are trying to take those strengths and, make them into... And just capitalize on those strengths and make them into a winning game. I think that's all it is. But, yeah, Red bot, like, I think that the Rakan matchup into Nautilus is actually a lot worse than you think it is. Because Nautilus is very tanky, so the Xayah Rakan can't kill him very quickly. And if Rakan gets hooked once or twice, like past level 3, if Rakan gets hooked, he will be chain CC to death. Like, if he has flash and a Xayah has heal, he can maybe survive. But if he gets hooked and they don't have flash or heal, or any of his mobility cooldowns are down, he just dies. Like, it's not... Like, he's a lot squishier than you think he is. It's pretty easy to kill him. Yeah, but let me go here. This is actually a good problem to have, but I've been talking so much to chat, I didn't actually transition. But no, it's a good problem to have, because that means people are talking. So, blue team creation. Let me change the font real quick. Okay. All right, back into game here. Should have everything set up. And an Invadia from Imperial Red Knights. They have their Rakan level 1. Grand Entrance. And, Quinn going to start E to find his slow. Grand Entrance misses, though. Tamathin going to flash over the wall. He'll be okay. Hold on a sec. I didn't get the zoom out. There we go. So, win level 1, getting that flash, but not what you're hoping for the kill. It's not about the full fight. It's the trade that Xayah Rakan win. Rakan W nod, then E back on a Xayah. I think maybe you're right, but it's very tricky to play. Oh, yeah. I'm so distracted with the chat. Yeah, the sound's on now. I still had it muted, my bad. Like I said, a good problem to have, but I'm kind of a monkey and I can't multitask at all, so. There, the sound should be good now. My bad. Alright. Now getting into the actual game here. Rek'Sai gonna start the red. So will the Qiyana, so mirroring starts. And the Quinn obviously started E. I think in ranged matchups, you generally want to start Q. Not the end of the world. I mean, it's only for level 1, but... The slow is nice, I guess, for that trade pattern. will be press the attack on the Quinn. No electrocute here. So a little bit less burst damage, but running down the fully noted across the entire lane is a little bit easier. More sustained damage for the exposed damage after you proc the press the attack. As you can see, Whis with that damage early on with this Rumble. That's why he's being played in mid lane a lot. His damage is actually a lot. And the mages have a tough time dealing with it. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, the Xayah Rakan matchup into a Nautilus support and like whatever AD carry you're playing, it's very skill based. Like I think more so than people give it credit for, because yeah, if you get caught on Rakan, you're in for a world of hurt. But yeah, if you don't get caught, you don't get caught. Like they can't deal damage to you, you know. So it's really skill matchup. It's a really skillful matchup. Whichever champion you are playing, it's really dependent on you. You know. Knowing the champion you're playing, but also just knowing those basic mechanics and playing around cooldowns, playing around ability cooldowns, summoner spell cooldowns, rune cooldowns, everything. And obviously, you know, hitting your skill shots, hitting the abilities. So keep an eye on that one, and bot lane should maybe have some action. We'll see. Whis, though, with a good dodge on the seismic shove, but he's overheated, trying to run away here. Flash in, though, the Kiana. Maybe going to find the kill. Whis, though, with the shield at the last second, will survive. Has to use his flash, but will make it out okay. Mobster Penguin didn't invest any of his cooldowns. Summoner spell cooldowns, that is. And this Quinn only up 5 CS here, not a huge advantage, but is, you know, in a slight advantage here. And continue to try and get advantages. And that's the last of the Corrupting Potion charges, I believe, for the Kayle, as Chug's the last one. Quinn obviously out of her potion, but she's got the Doran's Blade, which is better in long, extended laning phases. You know, before backs here. Both have TP, no Ignite from the Quinn. So playing a little bit more conservative, not all in on this, winning this lane. May look to roam a bit more. Not just about trying to, you know, kill this Kayle or get advantages in lane. And will be a Comet Rumble, not a Predator Rumble. Predator Rumble, I think, is the I don't know about the more common, but was played quite a bit recently because of the ability to roam. Especially being from mid lane, it's a lot better because you can roam to both lanes or roam into the jungle. You just have more map presence being in mid lane, generally speaking. So 40 to 28 in CS. The Kayle will pick up a few under turret here. But Noah is doing a good job in lane so far. Rek'Sai up significantly in CS. And Masashi up way above Venendi. But Venendi's actually the one who's ganked so far. So kind of funny that Rek'Sai is ahead in farm and hasn't ganked. But that's just the way the game's played out. Not really been too many opportunities to gank for the Rek'Sai at the moment. But maybe Venendi looking for another one. Trying to worry, and Equinox have both of their summoner spells. Hook gonna land here onto Equinox. Has Flash. He's already taking a lot of damage. Flash and he'll go through. Trying to worry, buying a lot of room for his AD carry. The Ignite throws down onto him. The build over Peacemaker. The Ignite not quite gonna do it. Triantori survives just barely. That was a close call, but they make it out. And they make it a second time. Triantori with another Flash here. Being chased to the ends of the earth just to try and get back here. But we'll finally make it back to the fountain. Sans flashes. Now obviously that'll give Caitlyn a slight CS lead here, and they're going to get a better back. But Masashi is coming in towards this top side. Maybe just looking for a Gromp. That's the play right now. The dive is a bit risky at level 6 with Divine Judgment and Flash. Fully anointed. I mean, it's pretty tough to kill him. You can drop aggro with the Rek'Sai, but he's not level 6 yet. And Noah's getting low as well. He's got to be careful. Berserker Grease for him and a refillable potion. Fully anointed went back and grabbed a couple long swords of Dark Seal. Both those guys use the TP, though. Noah has ultimate now, so he's coming out of base. Will he go bot lane or mid lane? What is he going to do here? He's got the ultimate available. Looks like he's just going back to top lane. The roam opportunity not really there quite yet, so he's going to maybe look for another timing. Ocean Dragon up. Neither side has really moved towards it yet. here. So, really the only lead right now is top lane in jungle. Everywhere else is dead even. But about a wave and a half, even less than that now. About a wave of CS up for the Quinn, and quite a bit of CS, 20 CS or so, up for the Rek'Sai over the Skiana, who's down a level in XP. So the Rek'Sai has the biggest advantage right now. That's really what separates these two teams. The 300 gold is the Rek'Sai and the Quinn, essentially. Everywhere else is dead even, though. These teams are very evenly matched. I mean, it makes sense. But fully Noided here, now going to get ganked. Has Flash and Divine Judgment. Noah and Masashi already starting off with a lot of damage. Divine Judgment going to be dropped here, flashing away. So they got 2 important cooldowns now. That's a long cooldown from fully Noided as well. You have to remember, that's basically a 3-minute cooldown still, I believe. Yeah, 160 seconds. So about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It's a long cooldown on that Divine Judgment, and Flash even longer. Masashi trying to invade now. Mobster Penguin, though, finding a lot of damage, and will find the first blood. The tunnel over from Masashi into his death. Eats the stones to the face. Whis was not able to rotate. The terrain not allowing him to get there quick enough, and Rek'Sai, a little bit too aggressive that time around, just gets destroyed there. I mean, it's only an Amp Tome and a Doran's Ring, but enough damage to find the kill here. Another gank bot lane. Equinox trying not to worry. We'll just hop away, though. The 2 birds fly out of there. Nice and quick. And we still have that Ocean Dragon. We'll see if they make a move. Both junglers down on the bot side. Rome may be coming in from Noah. He's looking for it in mid lane. Venendi and Masashi flash in. Masashi finds a knockup. Quinn coming. Weaver's Wall thrown down, though. Venendi finds a lot of damage on Masashi, but he's dead. Whis with the kill. Those flames just burning Venendi to a crisp. Used ultimate and a flash, but died in the end. Masashi still has his ultimate. Obviously used the flash to engage there. Ocean Dragon maybe on the table. Already over the wall. And looks like they'll start it up here. 9-minute Ocean Dragon, not bad. Will be good for the remainder of the laning phase, but not the timing you're hoping for on that. You'd love to get that at like 5, 6, 7 minutes in. So you can start to dominate after first back. In lane, that is. But, hey, you'll take an Ocean Dragon whenever. 1-to-1 in kills, but the gold 300 up here for Imperial Red Knights. Noah still winning in the top lane, but only by a slight margin. The real big difference is in the jungle, despite the death from the Rek'Sai. I think all things considered, not a terrible start here for Imperial Red Knights. Their team comp definitely not looking to go super late game. They'll take a 20-minute, even a 30-minute game, but 35, 40 minutes is really where they don't want to be. Because that means the Kale is getting scaled up, and that means the Quinn is basically ineffectual in that game. Because she can't split push, and she doesn't team fight as well either. So a trade coming through here, and oh, big damage here. The Nautilus in trouble. Procs the Aftershock, but too late here. Now the Charm gonna land. Tomathan's gonna go down. Equinox gonna die, but he will take Try Not to Worry with him, or rather Tomathan will take Try Not to Worry with him. Equinox now flashing in for the root for the damage. Will not find it, though. The Seismic Shove will land. That's a kill, 2 for 1 so far. Whis TPing in, but the roam from Mobster was there before he could get there. And actually, Y2E Orange win after a bad engage, but the stopwatch bought crucial seconds. So Tomathan, great, he picked up that rune there. The perfect timing was perfect. If he didn't have that stopwatch there, he probably would have died, and there was never really going to be an opportunity to strike back for kills there. Masashi looking. Mobster will back out. Spotted with the Tremor Sense, but we'll just head back to lane here, so. Like I said, still a good early game here, but you'd like to get a bit more done if you are Imperial Red Knights, and after that play bot lane, you're feeling a bit worse about it. Masashi looking for a dive. Flash still not off cooldown, but fully Noided has Divine Judgment. Knockup gonna go through. Divine Judgment goes down. The dive, though, may come through. The wave getting pushed in now. Masashi still is ultimate. And now trying not to worry. We're gonna hop away to Equinox here. The turret. 2 plates will be taken off, and Masashi will just put a ward down and back out. So they're not gonna force this dive here. Mobster Penguin was roaming up. Will be spotted on the ward, and he'll take that control ward out. Whis, though, is going to get a bit of time on the mid lane turret, and we'll take some damage there. Mazuchi still in top side. Mobster Penguin coming in. Find some damage on to Noah. The TP! Oh, no. Noah actually used the TP, but Mazuchi will get the kill in the end. Underneath that turret in the top side. Here comes the roam from Whis. Mobster Penguin going to get slowed up here. He may find the damage here. Mazuchi will go down to Mobster Penguin. The stones are enough. The fire from Whis bide a little bit of time, but not enough. And down he will go. Venendi farming up in the bot side. Maybe going to look for a gank off this red buff kill here, but Imperial Red Knights should know that the jungler has to be bot side if he didn't make a play top side. Try not to worry. Equinox, though, are a little bit too far up. Hook lands, and now try not to worry. Dashing away to the Xayah will absorb that and will go down. It looks like no, he's gonna use the charm, the quickness to get out. Ace in the hole, blocked by Equinox. Hook gonna miss. Good dodge by Equinox and a well played gank. Trying not to worry was a little bit too aggressive. Should have realized where the jungler was, but in the end survives. Noah now looking over the wall, finds a lot of damage here on Venendi. And here comes, Spring Play Talent on to Noah. And, Noah will get the kill in the end. Some support from Try Not to Worry. Whis coming in, will ward away Austin and Tomathan. They're trying to walk it out, but Whis is on the chase. He's got the itch. But no ultimate there. The equalizer not available. And the bot lane for Y2E Orange will get out. And now, hold on. Equinox trying to work. They're going back in. Grand Entrance misses, though. Austin, with a great 90 caliber net, will dodge out on the Grand Entrance. 4 kills now for Mobster Penguin. Play the Rune King almost completed for Noah, but Gunblade already completed for Fully Anointed. Red buff, though, for Noah. Maybe he can find something. The Roam got on the red buff, but he's down a level against Fully Anointed, who has just sat in late and farmed. In fact, is up slightly in gold because of Klepto. Mobster Penguin coming in. Next at GLP for the stun. Noah flashes the seismic shove. Masashi is here. Here comes Whis. It's going to be a 2v3. Venendi not available. Equalizer thrown down. Flash away from Mobster. Divine Judgment coming through. Masashi, though. Void Rush. Going to find a lot of damage. Finds the kill onto Mobster. Fully anointed now. He's going to get knocked up. He's going to go down. A great collapse there from Imperial Red Knights. Now Venendi. He's on the bot side. Trying not to worry. Equinox maybe going to find the kill here. Good dash away. The Feathers will not find the kill just yet, but one more auto will do it. Equinox with a kill. That's a 3-for-0 across the map. Imperial Red Knights shutting down the jungle, the top, the mid. The bot lane, the only ones left alive, Austin and Tomathan, who will clear out some vision in the bot side river. An Infernal Drake, very important, but neither side able to get it this time around. Has another blue buff. Gonna be attempted to be stolen. This one will be done successfully. Rift Child started up in the top side. Y2E Orange, though, can't respond with a dragon as their jungler is dead. That was a very important kill by Equinox trying to worry. If they hadn't found that kill, then the dragon could have been taken, which would have been really quite disastrous. Well, not disastrous, but would have made that play that felt really sweet a little bit sour because of, losing Infernal for 2 kills is good in the immediacy, but later on it can not be as good. Played Rune King now completed, though, and Infernal will be taken in the end here. So this one is a little bit better, though, because they got the Infernal and those 2 kills for the dragon, as opposed to just 2 kills. And now, Split Misled Talent thrown down and trying to worry. Tries to find the charms. He will die to Venendi in the end here, but here comes the Equalizer. Noah with Ignite on him. He's trying to put the damage down, but will fall. Whis putting out a lot of damage. Equinox, he's found a lot of damage now onto Mobster Penguin, but he will get away. Masashi chasing down Austin now. Austin gonna throw out a few autos, but Whis gonna grab the kill. Masashi gonna donate that kill over to Whis to try and get him a bit more gold. They do find it in the end, a 2-for-1. That favors Imperial Red Knights, though. So they get something back. So it's essentially 3-to-1 in kills, a Rift Herald, and or 3 kills in a Rift Herald versus 1 kill in an Infernal Dragon is the total trade across the map here. I don't know if you tack on that turret as well, but they get the mid lane outer, so. But that's equalized by the bot lane outer, I think. This trade's getting really complicated, and I think I'm making it way more complicated than it needs to be. Honestly. Yeah, but there was a kill earlier on as well. So it was a 3-for-2. Like I said, I'm making it more complicated than it needs to be. It was 3 for 2 with a Rift Herald, a Dragon, and a turret. I don't know. I was making it way too extended. But yeah. Infernal Drake goes over to Y2E, which plays into their scaling game plan. But Rift Herald also plays into the game plan of Imperial Red Knights, who want to get, you know, going on this, take out a few more turrets here. So, I don't really know how to call that one yet, but I think that obviously losing Infernal is bad, but Imperial Red Knights getting the Rift Herald is big, for really big. Like, if they can knock down 2 turrets with this, or at least force a fight into getting a couple kills. Whis has TP. He can join. Hook's going to start it off, though. Tunnel out from Masashi. Rift Herald still charging down. It's a 5v4 here. Whis is coming in to join. Rift Herald might be killed, though. Outer turret was already taken, but yeah, Rift Herald's going to go down, and Hook going to land here from Tomathan. Equalizer going to find a lot of damage here. Grontroy going in with the quickness, finds a charm. Already one down here for Y2E Orange. Divine Judgment comes through. Void Rush into the backline. Going to find a kill. Noah's already killed off the jungler here. It's a 2 for 2? I think? 2 for 2. In the end here, it looks like both junglers go down, and then a support and a top laner. So a messy fight. Neither side comes out really on top. And that will cause both sides to just take some minions, take some CS, and move back towards that base and buy up here. So not really convincing either for either side. "19 minutes, another minute before Baron, another minute and 45 before Dragon." It's going to be another Ocean Dragon here. 5 kills from Optic Penguin on this Talia. He's had 2 good games on that champion. I was thinking about this. I know there was like a copy pasta earlier on, seeing if we could get me to 1,000 games or whatever caster for the Sugar Free League, and I was thinking about like how many games have I actually done for the Sugar Free League. And I was thinking about it. It has to be in hundreds now. Like at least 100 something, if not like 200 something. In terms of just games. Hours is a bit... hours I'm actually not sure about either. Because if you think of all the best of 5s as well. And then every series is at least 2 games. Because we don't do single games here, we do series. So it's got to be a ridiculous amount. Especially if you include the old league. But Masashi now maybe caught on the jungle. No, he'll be okay, it looks like. Has to flash out though. We get to dance around this vision in the top side as Rift Sculler are going to go in. Masashi gets out again without flash. Yeah, I spent a lot of time casting for the Sugar Free League apparently. So, yeah, I think probably over 200 now. 4 seasons. Am I doing that? Maybe it's in the like the 180s or something. I don't know. It might be shy of 200, but it's definitely over 100, I think. Who knows? I'm not going to go add it up. That's for damn sure. I'm not adding it up. I'm not doing the math. Problem is some series go 3 games, some go 2, some go 5, some go 4. So. But yeah, we got some pressure in the mid lane here. Imperial Red Knights on this mid lane outer. Quinn in the river right now, taking down that Ocean Dragon, while 4 members of Imperial Red Knights look to knock down the outer. Will not get it, though. It's still up with, let's see how much health here. 656 health. So the mid lane outer stands. The bot and top lane outer already dead. Getting the outer turrets here for Imperial Red Knights would be really nice. We give them a lot of control of the map, which would allow them to maybe get control of Baron, which they currently do not have. Tomathan going to find the hook on Equinox. The bot lane might be caught out. Noah coming in, TP coming in, but trying to worry. Dashing out to Equinox. Equinox finds a kill, though. Optic Penguin not able to grab the AD carry of Imperial Red Knights. He flashes over. Great ultimate from Equinox. He's still alive, but Noah, he's going to die on the backside of that one in the river here. Ace in the hole going to find trying to worry, but he does not die. Looks like a 2-for-1 so far. Imperial Red Knights out on top, but their bot lane is incredibly low. So the team fight won, but they actually will lose the push out behind it. Y2E Orange looking to go on to the mid lane inner. Masashi is here. Equalizer going down on the minion. Masashi, though, he's in the backline. He'll die. Masashi, oh, maybe too much there. The minions were cleared up by Whis. Used Equalizer on the wave and thus didn't have it from Masashi went in. Divine Judgment still up for fully anointed if he wants to use that one. All of the ultimates are down for Y2E Orange here. Now Noah back out on the map. We'll see where he goes. Looks like he's heading bot lane. Has TP up. Noah has TP. Fully anointed does not. So TP advantage now for Imperial Red Knights. That's important with the Baron up here at 2240. Double Ocean for Imperial Red Knights. Infernal for... Excuse me, for Y2E Orange. They've got the Infernal here. So that's a big difference. And 23 minutes here. 11 to 13 in kills. A slight gold lead. A very slight gold lead for Imperial Red Knights. They had a slight gold lead last game, but ended up losing it. So... Hold on. Big seismic shove, and that's a dead Xayah. The ult, the flash down from the last fight, which she did a brilliant job of using to survive the damage. And survive the ultimate, the supreme display of talent from the Qiyana. But this time around, she doesn't have those cooldowns and goes down to the seismic shove of Talia and the follow-up damage, of course. And that's big. They lose the Xayah. She's a lot of their damage here. I mean, a lot of damage overall from Imperial Red Knights, but the only real consistent damage is the Xayah here. Quinn doesn't put out a ton of consistent damage in team fights with her low range. The Rumble does a little bit, but not as much as the Xayah does consistently. Especially comboing her with, the Rumble is big. But she will revive. In the end, nothing really gained or lost. A bit of vision, and obviously the kill gold. So not the end of the world here, but could have been a big pick, but wise not to force it for Y2E Orange. They're still powering up with the Kale. Waiting on her. So just retain control of the river. Clear out any wards that were put down, I think, and just keep control of this game that way. Because Y2E Orange don't really have to force a fight, I think. It's not really on them. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Imperial Red Knights actually have 3 birds on their team. Technically, Quinn is 2 characters. Valor is the bird on her that she doesn't really ride it. The bird carries her. But yeah, Valor's the bird, which she used to turn into, but now it just like picks her up, which is kind of interesting. Masashi coming in. Equalizer already dropped by Whis. This is a good engage here. Divine Judgment thrown down. Flash away from fully anointed. He dies though. Noah. Good ult from Equinox on the backside. Gonna use the Feather Storm to survive. And then these damage here. Austin kiting beautifully. Finds a kill onto Noah. Also on Masashi. He goes down. It's a 3-on-3 now. Trying to worry. He's looking for the engage. Seismic shove. Dodge. Trying to worry. Finds a grand entrance. They find the damage onto Austin. Trying to worry. Still alive, but he will fall in the end here. Whis finds a kill on Domathan. Is a 2v1 Equinox versus Whis. Equinox and Whis versus Mobster Penguin. He will burn to death. A double kill for Equinox, who gets the last damage. Ace here, but there's only 2 members left alive here for Imperial Red Knights. They'll get Vision of River, but they will not get much else here besides a few minions. 4-0 now on this Rumble. The Xayah with 5 kills. The Quinn with 6. And tied for the most in the game. Mobster Penguin with 6 as well. Both AD carriers with 5. Then you got 2 solo laners with 6 here. So more even distribution of kills here. Gold lead still favoring Imperial Red Knights, but just slightly. Another dragon spawning. It's a Cloud Drake though, so it looks like Imperial Red Knights might grab that. Qiyana coming on a base will not look to get it. So they will get a dragon off the back of this, but it's just a cloud. And Imperial Red Knights are going to have a more convincing teamfight win than that. They have to take Baron at some point, really. So they need to win a team. Hold on. Y2E Orange are going on to Baron. Hold the phone. 26.5 minutes in. Y2E Orange commit on a Baron. This is spotted out, though. Imperial Red Knights no. Whis is coming. Has no TP, but he's running from base. Trying to work coming in. He's got the quickness available. Oh, in the back. Masashi finds kill on Venendi. Here comes the depth charge. Noah knocked up. Tomathan gonna find the hook, and that should be a dead Quinn. Yep, it is. A 1-for-1 trade. Jungler for top laner. Whis now going in, fully anointed with the Divine Judgment. Whis trying to run away. He will not be able to. Trying to worry, though. He runs out the completely opposite way with the quickness. Weaver's Wall thrown down. Just cutting off some members here. So, in the end, actually bad for Imperial Red Knights. They lose 2 for 1. Trying to worry. Oh, good dodge there. That could have been bad if he got caught. That could have meant another attempt at Baron. Yeah, NA macro for sure. NA macro. But 70, 19 kills, the gold only 1,000 apart. I mean, this game really couldn't be any closer. It's just dead even right now. Dead being the key word, as people have been dying a lot. Most deaths in the game is actually 5 right now. Tomathan has 5 deaths and he has a shutdown on him, which is kind of interesting. But here we go. On to the Baron. Y2E Orange trying again, and another bit of a lapse in vision from Imperial Red Knights. Control ward spawning us out now. Masashi? Nope, not going to go for it. Smite on a Baron. Venendi gets it. Seismic shove, a lot of damage. Ace in the hole, but no kill. Whisk gets out. So Baron for Y2E Orange, and this seems to be where things go south for Imperial Red Knights. I mean, if you're in this situation with this team comp, it doesn't look great. Oh, yeah, Noah has 6 deaths as well. My bad. He got 6 kills, so I thought he was doing better than that. Tomathan only had 3, so I was like, well, he's dying. He's a support. And then the Quinn has 6 kills. I was like, she's got to be doing better than 6 deaths. Nope, never mind. I'm trolling. Just like the players. Pepe hands. But we got another Infernal Drake 2 minutes out, but Baron, obviously the thing on everyone's mind at the moment. We'll see what they can do with this buff. Y2E Orange, once again, are getting this late game with a Kale. It's a really cool sound effect. I did not know that Quinn made that. Or rather, Valor made that. I don't know if that's skin specific or not. It might be. Cool sound, though. Here comes the engage. Tomathan finds the hook. Trying to work getting out. TP coming in. This should be a 5v5, but it's a 5v4 right now. Stopwatch is coming through. Masashi will die alongside his support. And now it's 2 members left alive for Imperial Red Knights. Now it's just 1. Now it's none. That's an ace. That's a double kill for that Kale. And if she wasn't online before, she will be after this. Level 15 and Y2E Orange with the Baron. They get a clean ace. No one dead. Y2E Orange going to go down bot and mid lane. Outer in the bot lane goes down. Inner in the mid lane will be soon to follow. I think they might even break open the base with this one. They should indeed here in a second. You're cresting the 30-minute mark. They've only got 1 dragon to 3 on the enemy team, but they've got the Baron. They've got the gold lead now. They've got the level 16 Kale in just a moment. Just a few more experience points and she will be there, and she's almost on 3 items as well. That turret gonna fall in the mid lane plus that inhibitor. And now in the bot lane, the inner turret falls here. So the base crumbling around them as Imperial Red Knights revive. And that's the level 16 Kale we were waiting for. Oh, here it comes. Maybe a second attempt at it. Quickness not available quite yet. Equalizer still off cooldown, still on cooldown as well. So the engage will not come through. Couple more seconds though, and that will be up. The power of the quickness into the equalizer though is big. Maybe they can find a big engage off that. The Gale is CC'd. I mean, she can't cast her ultimate. So maybe that's what they look for. I don't know. 7 deaths now for the Quinn, so the most in the game. Which, it panned out for the first 20 minutes and then fell apart with that champion. Now doesn't really have pressure in the side lane and, doesn't do as much in the Kale in the team fight either. Now, Infernal Dragon we talked about earlier going to spawn here. That'll be a second Infernal here for Y2E Orange. And if the first one wasn't bad enough, the second one isn't good either. Elder Dragon, the next dragon to spawn here. Which, I'll take double Infernal over Cloud and double Ocean. I will take that. 9 times out of 10, your team comp benefits more from double Infernal than double Ocean and a Cloud, unfortunately. Maybe that'll change with the rework. The new dragons don't seem balanced, but we'll see. Maybe Season 10 will be better. On the inhibitor they go. That inhibitor didn't last very long, and now 2 inhibitors down. Quinn split pushing, but is now backed. This could be the big fight they were hoping for. Imperial Red Knights, Noah trying to get a flank down on the bot side of this one. 5v5, Whis with ultimate. So does trying to worry. Those are the two big ultimates to keep an eye on. Oh, Vendendi going in onto Noah. Noah already taking a bit of damage. Flash out, though, will be killed by Austin. He's into the back line here. Vendendi going to find the Divine Judgment. Trying to worry. Gets a bit of work done, but not enough. He will survive, but the team is not doing so. Featherstorm from Equinox getting flashed on there by Fully Anointed. He's got a double kill. There's 2 members left alive. Ace in the hole will not find a kill, but the base is in shambles. And now the inhibitors have fallen, and soon the Nexus will as well. That'll be a 2-0 series win here for Y2E Orange, who played 2 very, very similar games with Kale in both of them. I'm honestly surprised she wasn't banned in game number 2, but they just played, hey, we're going to play it slow and steady. A few skirmishes here and there, a few fights, and then we're going to get to a Kale late game with a scaling aided carry as well. And once we get there, you're not going to beat us. Well done to Y2E Orange there. Important win as well for them. The series means a lot because both teams are very evenly matched, I think, but also even in the standings, which obviously playoff implications later on. That can mean something. Because head-to-head is a thing, and hey, I don't really know yet. It's a best of 3. Best of 5s are only for playoffs. Best of 3 are all regular season matches are best of 3s. Playoffs are best of 5. I believe semifinals and finals are best of 5. I'm not sure if quarters are best of 5, but this is a best of 3. So, yeah, Y2E Orange taking it. This one, a nice win for them. Let's get a look at the damage charts again here. Go ahead over. Look at this one. So Talia again doing a lot of damage in this one, but Caitlyn actually with the most, interestingly enough. Yara Khan with 2.6k damage in a 32-minute game. How about that? I think he went to Zeke's as well. Yeah, so he had basically no AP. He went Remnant and Zeke, so he basically had no scaling damage there. Yeah, a nice series there. Y2E Orange with the win. And let me get a rundown on some stuff for you guys here. Let me pull up the schedule here. All right, so Y2E Orange have already played their other game this week. So they won't play again. Imperial Red Knights, are they playing again? They're playing again on Sunday. So they have another game this week. But for us, we're going to have a 9 p.m. game tomorrow, Saturday. Lane Zero versus Akuma Sabres. At 9 p.m. That'll be the game tomorrow on Saturday. Lane Zero versus Akuma Sabres. And then on Sunday, it's still a little up in the air, like 50-50 right now. That will have Lane Zero versus Dawn Inferno at 9. I've unfortunately, like I said, I have some potential obligations on Sunday, so I may not be able to make it. But I'll try and get here. It'll just be a timing issue whether or not. I'd say like 50-50, maybe 60-40 that I'll be here. Maybe even a little bit more than that. Who knows? But yeah, potentially going to be here, hopefully. But congratulations to Y2E Orange. Nice series win, GG. Good job, Imperial Red Knights. Yeah, again, there's so many series where it goes 2-0, and it feels so much closer, you know what I mean? Where it's like, yeah, it's a 2-0, you didn't win a single game, but like, each game was very winnable, you know what I mean? Each game was very close. In fact, they were winning, I mean, at least in gold, right? Winning is subjective in League of Legends, but like, in terms of if you're winning at a certain point in the game. Obviously, winning the game isn't subjective, but winning at certain points. So, like, they were up goal. They were kind of doing what they were hoping to do with the Quinn and the Rek'Sai and Rumble and whatnot. But just didn't pull it together for a win in either game. But very, very, very close in both games here. So, a bit of an unfortunate, ban Kale, I guess, is the lesson. Ban the Season 9 champions, but GG. Like I said, tomorrow, 9 p.m., Eastern Standard Time. Sunday, Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as well, possibly. I'll try and let everyone know day of, but it may just be at like 5 o'clock Eastern. I know myself. So, yeah, try update. You'll see something on the Discord, or it'll be live here. But thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone for sticking around. Really appreciate watching. It's nice to have people here. And thanks. You can find me. I'm not Kios. I'm not COES. Twitch, YouTube. Search it there. You'll find me. Pretty easy. Thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting Sugar for League. Thanks for supporting me. I appreciate it. If you want to donate to the Team Trees nonprofit, I believe there are links somewhere. I believe there's links on the Discord and maybe not below the stream, but there's links on the Discord. And if you want to help us out, you can subscribe, you can donate, and yeah, all that good stuff. You can use our Humble Bundle partnership link. That's all the housekeeping business I think I have. So sorry for spieling at you and trying to get your money, but thanks a lot. It really does mean something that you guys come out and watch. So thank you, and I'll see you all tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got Lane 0 versus Akuma Saber. So thank you very much. GG to Y2E Orange, Imperial Red Knights, and have a good night, everyone. Thank you.